In the aftermath of the Babylonian exile, the Jewish people faced a daunting challenge as they returned to their homeland to rebuild their lives in their once glorious city of Jerusalem. The Book of Ezra, an inspiring narrative of hope, faith, and restoration, chronicles the journey of rebuilding from ruins. The story begins with King Cyrus of Persia issuing a decree that allows the Jews to return to their homeland and rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. Led by the priest Ezra, a man devoted to God's law, a group of exiles embarks on a pilgrimage back to their beloved land. Ezra's unwavering faith and determination set the tone for what lies ahead. Upon their return, they find a land in ruins and a people struggling with spiritual and moral decay. Ezra's heart breaks as he witnesses the intermarriage between the Jews and the pagans, fearing the loss of their unique identity as God's chosen people. He calls for repentance and a return to obedience to God's law. As the people heed Ezra's call, they begin the colossal task of rebuilding the temple of God. However, they encounter fierce opposition from neighboring adversaries who are threatened by the prospect of a restored Jerusalem. Yet, with God's guidance and their determination, the temple rises from the ashes, symbolizing their renewed commitment to God. Ezra plays a pivotal role in teaching and restoring the knowledge of God's law among the people. He diligently studies and proclaims the scriptures, rekindling the spiritual flame that had dwindled during their exile. The revival of their faith brings unity and purpose to the Jewish community, further reinforcing their resolve to rebuild their lives on the foundation of God's teachings. Amidst the rebuilding efforts, Ezra faces an even greater challenge. He learns that the Jewish people are still entangled in the sin of intermarriage with foreign women, violating God's commandments. With great sorrow, he prays to God, confessing the sins of the people and seeking forgiveness. In a profound act of obedience and repentance, the people willingly put away their foreign wives, choosing to prioritize their relationship with God over worldly attachments. This act of sacrifice and devotion marks a turning point for the Jewish people, reflecting their commitment to rebuild not only their physical city but also their spiritual lives. The Book of Ezra concludes with a sense of hope and renewal. The temple is restored, the people have returned to the path of righteousness, and God's presence once again dwells among them. The story of Ezra exemplifies the power of faith, repentance, and determination in rebuilding and restoring what is broken. The Book of Ezra teaches us valuable lessons about resilience, the consequences of disobedience, and the importance of preserving one's identity and faith. It reminds us that even in the face of immense challenges and opposition, the strength of faith and unwavering dedication to God's commands can lead to restoration and renewal. Moreover, the story of Ezra encourages us to reflect on our lives and consider the areas that need rebuilding. It prompts us to examine our values, priorities, and commitment to our faith. Like the Jews who had to rebuild their temple, we may need to rebuild broken relationships, spiritual fervor, or areas of our lives that have fallen into disrepair. Ultimately, the Book of Ezra reminds us that the process of rebuilding and restoration requires sacrifice, perseverance, and a deep connection with our spiritual heritage. As we strive to rebuild from our own ruins, let us embrace the lessons of faith and obedience that this ancient narrative offers, and may we find strength and guidance in the journey towards renewal and a closer relationship with the divine.